The mind wants to package this. It wants it to fit into a category it knows. Spirituality, self-help, psychology, sci-fi, some weird shit like that. Science, logic. The mind wants to know what this is. What the fuck is this? What are you talking about? How do I get there? How do I see your perspective? Well, there's no me and this isn't a perspective. So I suppose the only way that one could, I don't know. Well, there's really no way that a one could ever do. That's the thing. It'll just keep collapsing on itself. It's the nature of this. Well, what does it feel like hypothetically, theoretically? What does it feel like conceptually? What does it feel like? What would it be like for there to be no self conceptually? For everything, people, places, things, time, here and now, to be an absolute illusion, history to be an absolute illusion. Hypothetically, I could put myself, I get it, kind of. There's no getting, there's nothing to be got, dude. It's the eradication of a perspective. I'm trying to see the point of me saying the point perspective is a point perspective staring your one perspective over here, one perspective over here, looking at the same object at different sides. It's not that. You think coming to, I'm saying there's no sides. None of it. None of it, none of it, none of it. Not a perspective. Not a spiritual practice. Not healing, not psychology. Not human appearing as human. That's a thing too. Spiritual seeker will spend its seeking existence trying to get to what it thinks this is, which is nothing. It's really, really, really nothing. Thinks that this is some sort of transcendental human experience where you are transcending the human. But some disciplined road leads right here. If you do something long enough, if you meditate long enough, practice long enough, hard enough, I don't know, you get here. The spiritual seeker thinks that it works its way back into oneness. Or that when it dies, it goes back to oneness. Oneness is here right now. Oneness is you questioning if you're one. Oneness is already feeling separated. Oneness is not a point to get to. Yeah, it just is. So the seeker spends forever trying to look for this, trying to get to this. Trying to find itself like it's lost. You can't lose yourself, you can't find yourself. You are the dream. You are aspect of this dream. There's no separation between you and the dream. There's no separation between you and the trees and the other people and the people that annoy you and all that. There's just a sense of that. There's an illusion of that. There's a sense that that is true. And there's seeking that happens. So seeking this aspect of the dream that is a me or it's a you aspect of the dream, not a dreamer. Not a dreamer. The dream itself. acting as a you, acting as a me, acting as a us, acting as a consciousness. All of it is the dream. So this aspect of the dream thinks that it will find itself in some other aspect of the dream, like spirituality or psychology or of finances or whatever freedom looks like to it, or whatever it thinks freedom looks like to it. And the weird thing is, there's no real finding yourself because you're not lost, but interestingly enough, anything you find reflects you back to it, and also a sense of being lost. So it's almost like you're constantly finding yourself and you're constantly lost. Seemingly that. Yeah, it could seem like that. There's no lost. There's just a dream of lost. There's just a sense of lost. Because there's a sense of self, which is also a dream. It's almost like you find that, and that's what you think you're missing. You think you're missing that, which is to know that you are a sense of self. You can't find oneness. You just remember it, kind of. There's really no memory, but it's like remembering it. You don't find it or acquire it, or it doesn't come into yourself. You just remember. You just remember oneness. That oneness is pretending to be you, already thinking you're lost. Oneness is pretending to be you and a me and an opposition and challenge and joy and everything else. Oneness is already acting like that. It's already acting like it's split and there's 2 points. But it's not a point to get to. Oneness is not something you get to. Self is not something you find or that you could lose. The sense of self is the sense of this journey already. The sense of self is this conceptual journey already. The sense of self is to always feel empty, kind of. Like something's missing. That's what self is. You guys can hear my stomach. I'm talking about being empty. It's already that. So the sense of self is already an inherent emptiness, a sense of separation, a sense of me versus them, a sense of a sense of something's missing or something's not enough. I don't know enough, I don't have enough, I'm not enough, I need to become enough, I need to acquire enough, I need to learn enough, study enough. That's already a sense of self. So there's no self that could find itself because the nature of the self is that something is missing. But when the self dissolves, when the self realizes it's no longer the dreamer or the doer, that it's illusory, I guess, or there's a realization, at least seemingly from this perspective, that that's the truth. All sense of something missing is absolutely gone. There's nothing missing, and it doesn't mean that life is perfect in the 3D or whatever. It just means that life is dreaming these seeming imperfections to these specific points that we call human beings. But that's already perfect. Yeah, it's already perfection playing as imperfection. It's already freedom playing like it's bound. It's already no thing, no one playing as everyone and everything. Pretending. It's just pretending, it's just play. The dream, the aspect of the dream, the you is the one that can't, you filter it through your own significance. We filter it through our own significance, our own, all we are is a fortress of concept. Programs. Conditions. What we think is good and bad and right and wrong, and existence, non-existence, true, false, preferences, those don't go away. Those don't really go away. It's just the person as a self is constantly filtering all of this through itself. So there's this self-importance and this idea that this thing is bad in my life because I have this subjective view that it is bad. I have this filter that tells me that that specific thing is horrible. It's the end of my world. Where somebody else might have a specific filter that says it's not that big a deal, or maybe it's even a good thing. There's really no ultimate. My stomach is going crazy. There's really no ultimate. There's no ultimate concept. There's only an ultimate nothing, I guess you could call it. There's no ultimate conceptual good and bad, right and wrong. There's no dreamer to point to. There's no dreamer or doer to point to. It's just all happening. Unconditionally conditioned. Unconditionally conditioned. Bound up freedom. Trapped in freedom.